Hi, welcome back to our channel. It's me, Justine, and Dion sitting just right in front of me and annoying me a little bit. First of all, thank you for all the subscribers. It really helps to get the message about the stiff person syndrome out, which was the idea of the channel. Also, Dion mentioned while reading the comments that
someone said that they didn't realise that they had stiff person syndrome until hearing Celine Dion reveal the information about her diagnosis, and now they're working on getting a diagnosis for stiff person syndrome. So it shows the importance of getting the message out there.
yeah. So when it comes to comments, thank you very much for anything and all the well wishes that you left for me, and I'm really sorry for fellow sufferers of SPS, of any chronic illness, especially SPS, because how difficult it is to diagnose, and it's an orphan disorder. I know that some of you said that the traditional thing, which is IVIG, is helping, which is good. Like, just carry on like that. There are people who are talking about holograms.
Well, it's just directed at Celine Dion.
Okay, so yeah, I don't think she's a hologram. I don't know. There's a comment about eating better, where we are what we eat. Eating always helps, but this disorder, with all the respect for anyone's alternative medicine, it's a vicious disorder that is progressive and that is making your life hell. And it's an autoimmune disorder in many cases, and it requires proper medication, not just change of diet. So just be mindful, speak to your doctor. I mean, you can change the diet, that may help release some symptoms, but speak to your doctor. I'm not your doctor. Now, what was I doing in the last year? It's been a year since I had stem cell transplant. It's also the year, it's still 2022 when I'm recording it. So cheers. It's a little bit of champagne. No, I shouldn't be drinking, but I will. There are lots of things that happened and should have happened. So first of all, let's start with positives. I'm sitting here and recording this video, so that's a bonus. I tried a little bit of walking during the summer and didn't really worked quite well. I was walking with Dion, but then I just got completely obliterated during the summer because of the heat wave. I can't control my temperature. The menopause is still not not what it should be. It's better, and it's like chemotherapy-induced menopause, so it's going to be very difficult to manage. My thyroid went from being overactive to being underactive. I didn't even notice what happened because this entire period was just like me just laying in bed, and I don't even know which symptoms are what. I'm still trying to work it out. One thing that I have to tell you is that I've been trying to quit gabapentin so many times, wean off it, and I can't. It's really difficult for me. Other pills were easier to drop. This one is very difficult. It's also called Neurontin. I had to go back on it every single time when I was trying to wean off. So please be careful when you are prescribed it and you're being told that it's not addictive. It's very very addictive. So yeah, that's just my advice. The mental health took a hit because I haven't been to Poland for 4 years now. 2018 was the last time, and that was the last time I saw my grandma. And you don't know that, but my grandma developed Alzheimer's over the last couple of years, and this time I thought I was gonna go home for Christmas. My mom warned me that when I go there, my grandma won't be in the same state as not in any state where we could have meaningful conversation. I would like to add that the last time I saw my grandma in person, unfortunately, I went into such a big spasm on my way back to England that my dad and Dion had to carry me on my wheelchair from the second floor because I wasn't able to walk or move or anything. And my grandma was actually going back. She was still well enough to, you know, to go outside and go out with the dog. And she really wanted to cuddle me, and she was crying, and I couldn't do anything. I was just sitting there and I couldn't even cry. And that's the last picture I remember, and I do wonder what's the last image of me she has sometimes. And if I had known back then that everything is going to be so bad and so poor here in England, and how everyone is going to be dragging their feet, even though I was just really wanted that, I wouldn't have come to England. I would have gone straight to India and have the stem cell transplant done back then, because there was no point to take another 4 years out of my life. This is unfair. And this really hit me, not because I didn't know what was happening to grandma. I had Alzheimer's, a horrible disorder. If anyone knows how to deal with it, how to deal with the loss of a person who's still dead but it kind of isn't, please let me know in the comments. But because my mom warned me about it, I was thinking, ever since I was diagnosed, I was pretty much begging for this stem cell transplant to happen, but I was always told that I have to do something else. Even though I put money on the table, and I didn't put necessarily money on the table, but I said, like, I've got the money, you want this experimental treatment, you want me to pay for it, I will pay for it, please do it as soon as possible, because first of all, we want to have family, and second thing, I really need to see my grandma before she gets worse. That was years ago, and I wasn't given that, and I am totally angry with NHS. I am fuming. I'm actually fuming that, because this year I started realizing how much time has passed and how much the world moved on, even though there was COVID. How much the world moved on, and I didn't, and I could have done, but for some reason doctors decided they done better. In the end, they ended up giving me treatment, and then in the end they ended up taking money for it, and now they just, you know, it's too late. It's too late for some of my teeth. That's what I've been doing in last year as well, getting my teeth back in order, because chemotherapy is unfortunately brutal for teeth as well. But teeth aside, it's all about my grandma and the fact that, you know, I didn't know how to deal with the loss. So I have to put a disclaimer here, because I'm going to say some bad things about NHS again, and this is not a video about NHS, so let's be as quick as possible with this and as sterile as possible. So first of all, there's a lot of things to say about NHS, and money doesn't solve all the issues. It helps, but, you know, I spend so much time in hospitals that I know that money is not the only issue. And some of you can have a go at private agencies that they are eating into the budget, because then NHS have to pay them, and as opposed to our angels who are working for NHS so tirelessly, we get stuff from NHS. Are you aware that some people who work at NHS will work less hours for NHS, and then they will go to agency, and they will do shifts for agencies because they can earn more money. So when you praise people at NHS and you demonize people at agency, very often they are the same people. Just be aware of that. Some of you are having go at diversity managers. Honestly, as a disabled person, I would welcome diversity managers, but what I noticed over the years in NHS, unfortunately, is that some things, they don't even need diversity manager. You don't need diversity manager to tell you how to behave like a human being, do you? Unfortunately, some people in NHS, they don't know how to do compassion or like how to treat patients as normal human being. I don't think any diversity in the world, any training is going to teach them that. Maybe they are just in the wrong profession. I don't know. Do we know how to solve it? Yes, some people just think that we have to throw money at it and just shut up and never talk about anything that happens publicly. So that's one of the idea. I think this is the idea where we fail. We're going to fail if we keep doing that. There's always a massive budget for malpractice in NHS. Maybe we should focus on actually not doing malpractice in the first place, which calls for reform. Now, I believe that health service is one of the services that should be affordable for everyone. And I don't say free because nothing is free. We pay it for taxes. Sometimes we even actually have to take our savings out and, pay for extra procedures. It's a lottery basically at the moment. So we need to reform it. But first of all, we need to find what the problem is. We have to stop throwing spaghetti at the wall and see whether it sticks. Because it doesn't. What it really does is just masks the problems completely. Lots of people are saying like, don't talk about it, because what do you want people to die? And guess what? People die all the time because of NHS. At the moment there's another hospital that does stem cell transplant for stiff person syndrome sufferers. They take a little bit more than what I paid, and yes, they send people home, and as particularly I remember that one of the patients, they reported that he went home and he died because he didn't have independent funds. I know another person who had who was treated by Sheffield, who lost her home to pay for the treatment. So people die, and the worst thing about the fact that people die, people are not supposed to talk about their experiences because they are bad. If they are bad, we are outcasts. We are old outcasts. So we go to the internet, and yes, you can find some things, just like some forums and like websites that are saying like, we lost this person and that person, actually this person died because of the care, and then you can find some people that are similar to you. And why I'm saying all of this is because this year I'm still not going to see my grandma, even in the state she is in. And I can't talk about it. I can't talk about the fact that my delayed treatment possibly caused menopause, definitely caused the fact that we're not going to have children anymore, because we're thinking like maybe we can adopt kids, but we won't be able to. Because my body's been through so much and we are getting older. So yeah, delayed treatment completely screwed up lots of things. So this toast is for all the people who feel like they've got something to say, but they can't talk about it. But at the same time, they don't want to see NHS destroyed. So this is for everyone who is excluded, forgotten, who just feels like they have to shut up. You are welcome in my channel. You can tell your stories, good or bad. Toast. When it comes to the plans for the future for this channel, we're still going to talk about stiff person syndrome. Obviously, that's the main objective. We've got a Twitter account that we don't really do anything with, an Instagram account, and I think I'm going to start putting things on Instagram because Twitter is a little bit shaky. It's just suppressing messages, and I don't want to have anyone suppressed. So we're gonna talk not just about disability but also ability. Wherever it's possible, we're going to stay away from politics, but sometimes we will say something. We are not apolitical. Politics is everywhere, so we're going to say a lot of nuance in our channel when it comes to it. I hope your Christmas was better than ours. So we didn't get to see my family. We will get there in the end, maybe next month. And I just want to acknowledge that we are in this privileged situation here when we still have the lights and we are warm. Actually, I'm really hot here. It's probably because of the radiator. I understand there are lots of people who are in a much worse position in this country and especially in other countries. I hope that 2023 is going to be slightly better, because I believe in small steps towards the better future rather than radicalizing everything, because when we are already going so much to the right, going completely to the left is going to be a disaster. And take it from me, because I'm from Poland, and in 1939 there was a coalition between extra left and extra right to destroy my country. So nothing that is proposing solution to all your problems straight away is going to be a good idea, unless I'm completely wrong here. But from the history, we know that this is not going to happen. We just need to work on it actively rather than radicalize ourselves. But that's a little bit of politics here. So small steps, and hopefully we're going to have a slightly better 2023. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see many of you in 2023. Thanks.